The email arrived at 2:17 a.m., glowing coldly on the cracked screen of an old laptop. "We regret to inform you." Those words felt heavier than the boxes Daniel lifted every night at the grocery store. He stared at them for a long time, not blinking, as if the sentence might change if he waited long enough. It didn't. Daniel had applied for the National Merit Scholars Program with trembling hope. Straight A's. Top of his class. Debate champion. Community tutor. He'd written his essay between night shifts and early morning classes, fingers stiff, eyes burning. This scholarship wasn't a dream. It was survival. Without it, college was impossible. His mother was asleep in the next room, exhausted after another double shift at the nursing home. Daniel quietly closed the laptop. He didn't want her to hear him break. The next evening, after work, he checked his inbox again. That's when he noticed something strange. An attachment. The subject line still read, "Scholarship Application Decision," but beneath it was a file he hadn't seen before. internal_review_notes.pdf. Daniel's heart started pounding. His cursor hovered over the file. For a moment, he thought it might be a mistake, maybe someone else's document. But his name was right there in the file name. He clicked. The first page loaded slowly. Then the words came into focus. Applicant demonstrates exceptional academic ability. Essay is compelling and authentic. Daniel leaned closer. Background is low income. First-generation college student. Then a line that made his breath catch. However, candidate does not align with preferred donor image. He scrolled. Recommendation, reject. Funds reserved for candidates with stronger institutional connections. Daniel's hands began to shake. There were comments. Red highlights. Casual, careless sentences written by people who would never meet him. Too risky. No legacy ties. Not marketable. One comment was worse than all the others. Smart, but wrong kind of story. Daniel sat back, staring at the screen, his chest tight. They hadn't rejected him because he wasn't good enough. They rejected him because he didn't belong. For a long time, he did nothing. He didn't cry. He didn't shout. He just listened to the hum of the refrigerator and the distant traffic outside their apartment window. Then he saved the file. The next day at school, Daniel went through the motions like a ghost. His teacher congratulated him on graduating with honors. His friends talked about dorms and roommates. Daniel smiled, nodded, and said nothing. That night, his mother found him at the kitchen table, staring at the laptop again. "You okay, Mijo?" she asked softly. He hesitated. Then he turned the screen toward her. She read slowly. When she finished, her hands covered her mouth. "They wrote this about you," she whispered. Daniel nodded. For a moment, she looked small, tired in a way that went deeper than exhaustion. Then her shoulders straightened. They should be ashamed. Daniel hadn't planned what came next. He didn't even think it would matter. But he remembered his debate coach once saying, "Truth doesn't need permission, just courage." He posted the document online. No anger. No insults. Just one sentence. "This was attached to my rejection letter. I thought people should see how decisions are really made." He went to bed. By morning, his phone wouldn't stop vibrating. Messages. Notifications. Missed calls. The post had been shared thousands of times overnight. People were furious. Journalists started asking questions. Alumni demanded explanations. Former applicants shared similar stories, rejections that never made sense, dreams quietly denied. By noon, the scholarship committee released a statement claiming the document was misinterpreted and taken out of context. By evening, screenshots of other internal reviews surfaced. By the next day, the story was national news. Daniel sat in his classroom while his teacher silently turned on the TV. His name appeared on the screen, his yearbook photo beside it. Scholarship committee under fire after internal bias exposed. The principal called him into the office, not to scold him, but to shake his hand. "You did something brave," he said. 2 days later, an email arrived from the same committee. "We apologize for the distress caused. Upon reconsideration, we are pleased to offer you the scholarship." Daniel stared at it for a long time. Then he closed the laptop. He didn't respond. Instead, he accepted a different email, one from a university that had reached out after seeing his story. Full tuition. Housing. Books. No conditions. No image requirements. Just belief. At the end of the year, Daniel stood on stage at graduation. When his name was called, the applause lasted longer than anyone expected. His mother was crying. Somewhere in the audience, a reporter lowered her camera. And somewhere behind closed doors, committees everywhere were suddenly rewriting their rules. Because one letter, never meant to be seen, had finally told the truth.